Now I'm going to go over the English test. Dragonfly. Passage 1. The nature trail is 6 feet wide and 7 miles long. It slithers through the forest like a snake, curving, and bending along the banks of the river. Okay, now we need a pause there, but we need one other than where the comma and occurs. Because remember from the 2 full sentence rule, if you have a comma and together, you're guaranteeing to the reader that it's a full sentence afterwards. Let's check that out. Bending along the banks of the river is not a full sentence. So that comma and cannot survive in A. Let's look at B. It slithers around the forest like a snake, curving and bending along the banks of the river. Got it. B is the answer. Let's keep reading. The county cleared this path and paved it with packed gravel so they would have a peaceful place to hike and bike. Now, we did a very similar one to this. We can skip to 3 and look at that. Remember, they is not clear. It's a pronoun that's got a problem. So it's got to be D. It's got to be people because the county isn't it, and we need to say who they are. So if it's not clear to you, you got to pick the word that says who they are. So it's got to be D. All right, let's go back up to 2. Which of the following alternatives to the underlined portion would not be acceptable? So you want to plug each one in. If you miss this, you need to plug in the one that you put in and see why it doesn't make sense. For example, if you picked F, the county cleared this path, paving it with packed gravel so that doesn't make sense. Now we're going to redo number 2. Which of the following alternatives to the underlined portion would not be acceptable? Please circle the word not. If you don't, you're going to be very confused. Okay, if you read it the way it is, that's fine, but they don't give you that option. They give you F. The county cleared this path, paving it with packed gravel. That makes sense. They give you G. The county cleared this path and then paved it. That makes sense. They give you H. The county cleared this path before paving it. That works. But look at J. The county cleared this path, paved it with packed gravel, so that's run on. It's got to be J. All right, we already did 3, but just to review, they is a pronoun. We don't know who they are, so we've got to say D, people. Next one. I ride this trail nearly every day, not on a bike, but on Luigi. All right. Now, if we look at this carefully, if we look at J, let's look at J first. We've got a set of double, we've got a comma, and then we've got a semicolon. If we have a semicolon, we're guaranteeing that but on Luigi is a full sentence, and that's not. So let's get rid of J. Let's look at H. Let's don't put anything in and see if it sounds right. I ride this trail nearly every day, not on a bike, but on Luigi. No, we need to put something in there, so H isn't right. Now let's look at G. I ride this trail nearly every day. That's a full sentence. We've got a semicolon. Let's check out the right-hand side. Not on a bike, but on Luigi is not a full sentence. So we know our answer has to be F. We have to leave it as it is. Number 5 is a big picture question. If the writer were to delete the preceding sentence, the essay would primarily lose. Let's read it. That's the nickname I gave my motorized wheelchair. If we put brackets around it, which we're supposed to do we lose a reason why the narrator's in the forest? Okay, it's not a bad option, but it doesn't tell us why he's in the forest. It just tells us the name of his chair.